Hey, 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 it's Tia, baby. And I'm back with some tea for some country Wayne skits. So, as you guys know, this is my second channel. If you guys are familiar with It's Tia Baby, that is my first channel where I talk a lot about Selena and things. But this channel is particularly only for commentary on the characters from the Country Wayne skits. Not all characters, but only the characters that I watch, which is Bethany, Larry, Shara, Lynette, Brooke, Destiny, the twins, Isaiah, maybe Trill and Melissa and her family. Definitely the Daltons and Shayla and her mom and her sister. And that's pretty much it. I don't really watch the other ones like that. Oh yeah, maybe Candace and Chase and Tiana and Pierre and Ernestine and Trey and all of those things. So I'm going to talk about Bethany right now because Bethany has been boiling my bridges for the longest because I know someone like that. Similar, but not the same, but I know someone like that. So basically, to catch everybody up, if you haven't been watching the skits, Bethany is a Caucasian plus size woman who is married to Larry, who is a ex-veteran. He's an African-American male. He has two children, Jaden, who is his son from his first relationship with Lynette. I don't know how old he is. I'm just going to assume he's in his 20s. And he was playing basketball overseas, and currently he is having a baby on the way with his girlfriend, and they reside in Montana. And he has asked for his father and mother to come up to Montana to experience the first birth of their first grandchild. Shara is Larry's ex-wife. That's his first wife. He was married to her, and together they had Brooke, who is 17. They divorced due to infidelity, and but they remain good friends. Destiny is Shara and Larry's niece, but Shara's niece by blood and Larry's niece by marriage. And that she is from Chicago. She's currently living with Larry and Shara. Like, they co-parent together for both Brooke and Destiny, because Destiny was living a life of crime in Chicago, and her mother, Shara, and Larry agreed to move her down to Atlanta so she can have a better education and stay out of trouble. So right now, if you have been watching the Wayne skits, we all know that Bethany is very, very toxic. She's a narcissist. She's an emotional manipulator, and she is controlling. So basically, she has run-ins with pretty much everybody, almost everybody in Skitland. She has issues with Chase, her brother. She is currently going to court for. She is currently being sued because she assaulted her brother Greg on the job. She has had run-ins with her own parents. She has had run-ins with Candace. She has had run-ins with Natasha, Roe. Who else? A lot of people. I think Shayla at one point for a parking space. She has had run-ins with. No, it was the other girl. Shayla, not Shayla's friend. Shayla's friend. I don't know if she's Asian or not, but I don't remember. I think her name is Brittany too. I'm not sure because there's so many Britneys. She has had run-ins with a lot of people in Skitland because of her nasty disposition. She's very argumentative. She's very confrontational, I would say. That's a better choice of words. But for the most part, we're going to focus more on the household. So right now, She has showed her ass to Shara a lot of times because she is very insecure. Like Bethany is insecure and she just don't want to admit it. But she is jealous of Shara and Lynette. She is jealous of Shara because Shara was the first wife. She is also jealous of Shara because Shara and Larry was able to have a child together. She's also jealous of Shara because Shara is the same race as Larry. She is also slimmer. She is also prettier. Not saying that because Bethany is Caucasian that she's not pretty. That has nothing to do with it. But I'm just saying, because I can see her insecurities. I feel like she believes that Shara is prettier because she's slimmer. She is also jealous of the relationship that Shara and Larry has, which is a very pleasant one. They are very cordial to each other. They are good friends and they are good co-parenting. And she is threatened by that. She also fears that her and Larry will probably get back together. I think that's how she feels. Also, but she doesn't want to admit her weaknesses, so she keeps pointing out the negative stuff about Shara, but she over exaggerates as if Shara was never really around. Shara was very much around for the majority of Brooke's life. She wanted to sit up there and keep saying that she raised Brooke and was around Brooke longer. No, she wasn't. Brooke is 17 years old. She's only been married to Larry for 7 years. She has only been in Brooke's life for 7 years. That means Brooke has been around Shara for 10 years because Larry was, at the time when they were married, Shara and Larry was away overseas in the military. So that left Shara alone. And Shara, I guess, fell into temptation with some other guy who she fell in love with or she fell in like with, and she had an affair with this guy. But little to be known, she didn't know this guy was a bad guy. He was a scammer, and he basically took her down with him, and which is why she went to jail for like 90 days. But she still, and by then, Larry found out about the infidelity. He divorced her, and he was already, I guess, retired from the military. And so he had full custody of her because of, the fact that she was in jail for like 90 days. And he also was bitter at the time because he was upset about her cheating. And then he ended up meeting Bethany. But Shara been in Brooke's life for 10 years. The first 10 years of her life. And even Larry said when she was in jail for those 3 months, she constantly called Brooke and asked about Brooke, talked to Brooke every day. So she may not have been physically there, but verbally she was there. She had communication with Brooke. So it's not like she was an absentee parent, but that's the narrative that Bethany is trying to say because she's jealous and she wants Brooke all to herself. She wants to erase Shara out the picture, and because she wants to paint this narrative that Shara was a bad mom, and she wants manipulate Brooke into thinking that, so Brooke can just only be attached to Bethany. That's what she wants. She wants this picture perfect family, which is her, Brooke, Jaden, and Larry, and she wants to exile the mothers of his children, and you can't do that. Like, first of all, that's wrong. Secondly, you married into this. You knew that he had a past before you. She knew that he had 2 babies by 2 different women. She knew that, and she still decided to marry him. If you knew you could not handle that, why did you marry him? When you didn't have to. So, I've been noticing that track record from Bethany for a minute now. She's trying to get Shara and Lynette out the picture, and she wants to make it seem like those 2 women are bad or toxic, whatever, and she wants to pretend to be this grand stepmother and wants her stepkids to love and adore her and not think about their biological mothers, because she wants them all to herself because she couldn't have children with Larry. But Also, so now that they're preparing the birth of their grandchild, Lynette and Larry, because Bethany showed her ass on Thanksgiving and to Shara and Christmas on to Lynette. They don't want Lynette and her son's girlfriend doesn't want Bethany going to Montana. And Bethany, of course, she always can't take no for an answer, and then she tries to play this innocent role, try to play victim and say, oh, it's coming from a genuine place, I'm not there, I'm there for just a baby. And then she keep throwing in step grandchild. That, what the heck, that don't matter. The child has two grandparents that are very active, that will be very active in their life. You are a step, you are an addition, but it ain't about you, it ain't about her. And so I just feel like she's not thinking about the child. She just wants to, like people say in the comments, she just wants to spy on Larry and Lynette because she feels threatened. Because she has something that Bethany don't have, which is children with him and grandchildren with him. And so she doesn't feel whole with Larry. And so that's the real reason why she want to go so bad. It has nothing to do with the birth of a child. It has everything to do with her trying to spy and trying to make sure nothing's going to happen between him and Lynette. And instead of, and I don't understand how she can just invite herself and still want to be around those people when they don't want her around. I know if somebody don't want me around or people don't want me around, I'm not coming around it. I don't want to feel out of place. I don't want to feel like I'm the third wheel. I hate feeling that way. So I eliminate myself purposely if I don't feel comfortable in certain environments. And the fact that she can't even read the room and know that they don't want her around, and she's still trying to invite herself, and then she's emotionally manipulating Jaden by calling him behind her husband's back and saying, oh, I playing victim and stuff, trying to basically peer pressure him to say yes, is diabolical to me. Like, how do you not feel any type of remorse or feel bad for what you've done? And then Larry never puts his foot down with her. Never. And I don't understand why. I don't know if it's because she's a white woman. And if that's the case, why did you marry her? If you got to walk on eggshells with this woman, I'm just not understanding why he cannot put his foot down with her when you're the man of the household and she's living in your house. Make it make sense. She's making him look bad. And then on top of that, Lynette came and wanted to talk to her because she basically can see that Bethany can't take no for an answer. So she gave her a fair final warning. If you show your ass, you're not going to look the same the way you came to Montana. And she means that. She means business. But I don't think Bethany really understands. I really don't think she comprehends well. I don't know if she has a mental blockage or if she's mentally challenged. I'm not sure, but she doesn't understand no means no. She doesn't understand stop playing with me. And I think someone needs to get physical with her in order for her to understand people ain't playing out here. Because she take everybody as a fool. And so I don't like her for that. And now she's mad, and then she want to blame Shara because, sorry. She wants to blame Shara for Brooke's changed behavior. No, Brooke is hip to Bethany's antics. She's the only one that can get herself to get Bethany together in the whole household, and she only 17. Make it make sense. Your child can read a grown woman is crazy to me. And she sees how Bethany is. She sees the twisted mind games she plays, but she want to blame Shara for her changed behavior. No, it's just that she's hip to her. She knows that Bethany's a manipulator and that she's a liar. She is a stone cold pathological liar. And so it's just crazy to me. And the only thing that I can say that I can see myself in Bethany is that I have trouble listening when someone talks meaning I tend to talk over people when I want to get my point across, and I hate that about myself. But at least I can acknowledge that, and I'm aware of that, and I don't like that, and I want to change that. Bethany doesn't even understand what she be doing. And so, but I know somebody that's similar to her when they don't when they can't take no for an answer, and then they try to invite themselves and be around people that, and when that person helped cause chaos or confusion or whatever, and it's like, how can you be comfortable be showing off or being around people with someone when you know what you did, or how you got the things you got? It's like, I have a conscience. And I just can't do, if I know I did something wrong, or if I know I contribute to something that wasn't right, I would definitely not want to be around people. I feel embarrassed to want to be around people that know the situation or whatever. But it's like, Bethany don't have no cut cards. That's my floor, if y'all hear a creaking sound. Or that person that I'm describing that's similar to her don't have no, it seemed like they had no conscience, or they just don't give a fuck. And maybe just people just don't give a fuck. But I just hope that, I don't want Bethany to go to Montana. I really feel like she is stepping over her boundaries, just like Lynette said. And I really feel like she needs to stay behind. If you really want to see the baby, just FaceTime Larry during the childbirth, and he will FaceTime you so you can see the baby. You don't have to be there, especially because you're very toxic everywhere you go. It's different if she was cool and she had a relationship with everybody, and she was she knew her boundaries and things like that, then that's different. But because everywhere she go, she causes chaos, she don't need to be there, because she always want everything to be about her. She's a narcissist. So I really feel like Larry should put his foot down and be like, no, I don't want you to go. I don't want I don't want this to mess up my relationship with my son, or potentially ruin the chances of me seeing my grandchild or anything. You need to stay home. He needs to put his foot down. And I don't know if he got to get her father involved. I don't know. Or the police involved. I don't know. But she needs to stay home for her sake, just like Lynette said. But she just don't want to listen. Then she messes up her lawsuit with Natasha, because she sitting up there, got caught in a lie. She lies too much because she's so insecure. But I'm like, why are you insecure when you're married to this man? Like, she act like Larry cheated on her with Shara and Lynette, and they had 2 children behind her back. That was not the case. You knew about these women when you was dating him, and you accepted it once you accepted the marriage from him. So why are you letting these women be so insecure? Why are you letting these women make you feel so insecure? I'm just not understanding. Because you don't have kids with him? Well, he still married you, even though he knew you couldn't have children. So what the hell? I'm not understanding that. She gonna lose him because of the way she be acting. She gonna lose him to another woman, whether it's Shara, Lynette, or somebody else, because of how she acting. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not even in love with her anymore. And I know when you're married, love fades, come and go, but it's really unconditional when the feelings fade and you still working hard to be together, and then it comes back. But at this point, I don't even think he likes her. I don't. I think he loves her because the fact that that's his wife, but I don't think he's in love with her, and I don't think he likes her. That's just my opinion. I could be wrong, but that's just what I think. But let me know in the comments what y'all think about this and if I'm on the right track. But I really feel like she should not go to Montana for her sake, and just so she can save her marriage. That's all I'm saying. I do hope that he divorced her, though, because she just done too much damage. And I really think that it's something that, that she been dealing with as a child, and she needs to go to therapy to work on herself, because something happened for her to be acting like this. And because she acted, the only time I seen her nice, it was when she was drunk. So something must be some childhood trigger, and she just can't, she's not healed from. She needs to go to therapy and work on herself if she wants to strengthen her marriage. If not, she needs, because I really need to know the backstory of Bethany. That's the only way I can understand her, and that's the only way I'll be able to accept her in some form of fashion. Otherwise, in my personal opinion, I think they need a divorce, and I feel like he has some unfinished business with Shara, and I think he really truly loves Shara because of how he talks to her, and I know people gonna say, oh, they friends or whatever, but I just feel like he's not over her yet. I just think he's just bitter about the fact that she cheated on him. And so, and I think I think once he healed from that, and then they can talk it out or something, but I really think that they should give it a try. I don't know. But y'all let me know in the comment section. Peace.